Welcome to the Athletes in Motion podcast, from race to recovery, with your hosts, Tom Riegel and Kenny Bailey.
Hey, Tom, how are you?
I'm fantastic, Kenny. How are you?
Did I catch you off guard?
Yeah, it almost sounded like
I'm fantastic too. I guess I'm fantastic. I guess
I'm fantastic. I'm really fantastic.
That's right. Hey, we want to welcome Elizabeth back on our series of
The
this
Triathletes
year
Journey.
we've been following triathletes. Thank you, Triathletes Journey.
Yeah.
We are all going to have a hard time, it seems, on this one. So
I'm a little worried about you.
welcome,
guys.
Elizabeth. Before we get started, for those that are following along, if you want to like and subscribe, we would absolutely love that. There's a button
Click the
someplace around here to
It'll be
click.
floating or
We
something.
appreciate it. Helps with our algorithms, help us keep us going, and we would really appreciate it. So, Elizabeth, welcome. We are mere days away from Ironman California. How you feeling?
Good, really good, I guess.
I guess. I
I
was
guess I'm
believing her
really
until
good.
she said, I guess. I was
Yeah,
right on
yeah.
it. And then she said, I guess. I'm like,
I
okay.
guess.
There you go.
Yeah. No, I feel pretty good. I went and had a cortisone shot yesterday, so that made my knee hurts, which pissed me off. But other than that,
But hopefully that'll
You
That's
know,
supposed to
all
help,
good.
though, right?
okay, right?
Yeah, right. Hopefully.
right? Yeah, supposedly, it was weird because last time I had it, it felt great right away, and this time it's like, hey, I hurt, thank you, and I'm like, really?
Yeah.
Come on, this is not when we want that.
That's
They
right.
went 1
Oh.
millimeter over
Yeah,
on the
I
shot. They
know.
went right here, right there. Yeah,
Uh,
done.
Yeah,
yeah.
there.
Well, it's funny because this doctor, because he's the doctor,
Yeah.
he just like points at it and boom, the other guy took an ink pen and marked and did all this nice stuff, and I'm like,
Huh.
so
More like a dartboard kind of thing. Close enough. Let's just get this done.
Throw it in there.
That'll
So
work.
which parts are you feeling good about? Which parts are you trying to keep an eye on? What is your days away? So you got kind of, I know nutrition was a thing we were talking about before. You feel like you got everything else dialed in. Do you feel which parts are keeping you up and which parts are like, okay, I got this?
What do you want to hear about all my nightmares?
Yeah, let's hear.
Yeah. Let's see. One night I dreamed that I was lost at the entrance to the swim course, which wasn't the swim course I should be at because it didn't look anything like that swim course.
Wow.
And I only had my goggles and I didn't know where my cap was. It was very upsetting.
That's a classic. I like that.
Yeah. And then
So it's going well. Great, going well.
Yeah. Last night my
About
bike
typical.
fell apart. I mean,
Oh, geez.
Oh, nice.
So
so the things that I probably shouldn't be worried about, those are happening in my
That's
head.
what's popping up in your dreams. Awesome.
Yeah.
well, the good news is, I mean, the stuff that's within your control isn't popping up in your dreams. There's the stuff that's sort of out of your control, right? Like the
Yeah.
what if scenario. But so just to kind of it sounds like the weather is going to be fairly good, right? I think lower 50.
It's supposed to be amazing.
Knock
Every
on.
day the weather changes a little bit. Of course, everybody's looking at
Yeah.
temperatures, right? And I keep going and looking at the winds because I know what can
Yeah.
happen out there.
Yeah.
Right now, the winds, they're talking 5 to 9 miles an hour with
Of
a few
course.
gusts, so which
Mhm.
that's not too bad. But then another lady this morning, a weather lady, was talking about rain, and I'm like, "There's no rain on anybody else's
There
forecast.
you
What
go.
are you talking about?" So,
You're gonna get great. You're gonna get great weather because I'm not racing it, so that's usually the way
Okay.
it goes.
Guaranteed.
So I
Yeah.
Thank you.
guarantee good weather. You're welcome. This is a sacrifice I make. So water temperature is supposed to be around mid-60s, right?
I think so. It's really beautiful, actually.
Is
I
it?
swam it twice since I talked to you guys last.
Nice.
And
Yeah, it looked
Oh,
like
it's
you guys
amazing.
had a boat, and Coach Tim had you guys out on a boat. I was following some of the Instagram stuff. So
yeah, yes, we were on a yacht, and as my son said, I know this is a rich person sport, and when I saw you on the yacht, I knew it. Like, you just gotta know
Excellent.
rich people,
You know,
But the swim, actually, the water was fantastic. A strange thing, they're letting a lot of water out of Shasta Dam, I guess. So when you hit the Sacramento, it gets really cold. So it's like,
Really?
Oh,
yeah,
okay,
and which
Wow,
it
that's new.
wasn't like that before, so
Yeah.
it was like we hit that and we go and it's like, oh, hello. But
Yeah.
the water's moving very quickly. The last 2 times I swam, the first time was an hour and 1 minute. This last time
Wow.
was, I think, an hour and 7, and last year's
Nice.
race was an hour and 15. So that's amazing,
Yeah, that'll be
so
amazing.
everybody should get out of the water unless they don't know how to swim. So,
Yeah.
you
Or
know?
you kind of crazy, but
Let's not talk about that. I'm
yeah, let's
sorry.
hear crazy.
Yeah.
It sounds like
Sore
also
subject.
they have new places for the bike, and it looks like they're putting carpet down this week and that whole thing. So
Yeah,
exciting.
which is interesting. Because I've been over there, quite a bit, checking things out and such. And it's almost like a rocky gravel parking lot. So I'm like, okay, how are we gonna be doing this? And I saw they were putting down carpets, but I'm hoping they're doing something else too, because I'm worried, like, how am I gonna have to throw my bike on my shoulder and get it out of there? Because I don't want to pop a tire before I get on.
Yeah, no
out,
kidding.
They should have carpet down for you to run on and
Yeah,
roll your
we'll
bikes on,
see.
usually down the center. Maybe not underneath the bikes on the racks, but
yeah,
we'll see.
Yeah.
We'll see.
And so, the good thing is it is so close to transition for the water, coming out of it's not like last year. You don't have to run that extra mile.
Literal half a mile. Yeah.
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 So
well, that's good. So they're learning and they're growing from that.
Yeah.
Did you happen to see the women's Ironman World Championship this weekend?
Of course I did.
Great. Does that give you kind of a jolt of like, wow? I mean, does that help sort of with the juices and kind of gets everything ready?
Yeah, I love watching the world champions. It doesn't matter if it's the men or the women, but I mean, those are the people that I've been in awe of my whole life. So, well, not my whole life, because it hasn't been around my whole life, but for as long as Ironman's been around, and you learn a lot just from watching, because you're seeing not too many mistakes, but the right ways to do things. But I mean, come on. When she came out of the water first, I was like, there's no way she's going to stay in first. And she did the whole time. It was crazy.
They crushed it.
It was her time, right? And that's what's so cool about it, right? It's so parallel to you. I mean, if you look at Lucy and you guys are like twins, right?
We're exactly alike.
But it's sort of parallel in stories, right? 4 times she didn't quite get there. 4 times. And this time she did, right? And that's what's cool about the sport. And you have a first-time person that, ended up getting 4th, where she was in 2nd because of GI issues and other problems. So you see that, superhumans still have human problems, right? So to me, it's always been a fun thing to watch.
Right. And watching her, knowing that she had never ran a full marathon,
no kidding,
was all very fascinating. It's like, and she,
because I know when I run my first marathon, I want to do it on a world championship stage. That's purely logical. So.
What do you got to lose?
I was like, what do you mean you haven't ran past, what was it, 18.9 miles or something like that? I was like, okay.
She did okay. So exciting. So nutrition wise, do you feel like you got that beast under control, or it's as good as it's going to get?
It's good. It's as good as it's going to get. I mean, I know what I want to take in. I know, I have a plan. Hopefully it's a good plan. I'm quicker on my bike this year, so I feel well, as long as we don't have, straight up hurricanes. I feel like I will have time if I need to stop and, shove a little bit of food in if I'm not able to do it on the bike, which most stuff I will just, be eating while I'm going. But the little peanut butter jelly sandwich thing, that, I got to stop to eat that because it makes a mess. So.
Yeah. Is it the Uncrustables?
Yeah.
I love those things. So good. Brought to you by the Smuckers on the line.
Yeah.
So, well, good. So it sounds like we're ready to go.
How's the new
like
bike?
You said, you look great. Your bike's going well, right?
How's the bike?
The bike's going well. It's good. It's getting tuned up tomorrow, so it will be better, because right now the what is it called? I forgot the name of it. The little thing that makes it shift back and forth is rubbing a little. So I can't get down to I don't know if that's a lower gear, the stronger gears,
Yeah.
So
you don't need those.
I
That's just
know,
an
but
adjustment.
what if
Yeah,
I
make an
want
adjustment.
them? What if I want them?
He's gonna know.
You don't
He's
need
gonna be crushing the straightaway, the flat
Yeah.
sections.
Yeah,
It's just gonna be
that's
like
right.
just hauling.
Well, that's it's on Sunday. I'm trying to think every day. It's like, what was I doing? Sunday I was out on the course again riding, and it was it was a shorter ride than normal, but I was getting down into the drops and just on Jefferson, just staying down and just really being like, this is where you can make time. You got to do it right here. So it was like, I think my brain is working different this year than it did last year. So, I'm thinking about, where can you pick up your time? Where are you going to lose time? I mean, Babel Slough actually did pretty good on Babel Slough this other day, but it's still a mess. So.
Okay. How's your taper? So it's taper week this week, right?
It is. Awesome.
So excited.
Usually nobody's excited about taper weeks. So
the first part of taper
Good on
week, you're
you.
excited, and then you get to the back half, you're like, all right, let's get going. So
well, it's hard because you're like, you're ready. Let's go.
Yeah.
I've been ready for probably 2 weeks. Let's go. Let's do this and get it done. Right. But hey, taper. Today was 25 minutes on my bike and 15 minutes on my feet. Come on.
Not bad.
Are you looking around like, well, now what do I do? Like, I
have all
do I
this
gotta
free
talk to my
time.
family?
I'm like, okay, put my feet up, ice my knee, eat a banana,
There you go. Well, good. So it sounds like taper's going well. The bike's going well. Weather, knock on wood. Again, we'll continue knock on wood that goes weather for you.
Yes.
The next time we talk to you, we'll be on the other side with a medal around your neck. So we are super excited. I think Tom and I can both say it's been more than a pleasure to talk to you throughout this year, to just watch kind of how you're progressing, how the highs and the lows, and and the way that you're approaching them has always been just a frame of mind of, okay, this is what the situation is. How do I get past it? And how do I get through it? So we're super excited for you.
I'm pretty excited.
We don't want to jinx anything. So I think, just, I think above all, and Tom can agree, just try to look up and enjoy it, right? Try to take it in while you're doing it.
Yeah. And I've been thinking about the whole thing a lot, and I know at this point I have in my head so much more of the run part than I did last time. I never even thought about the finish line or anything. And I'm looking at my times and where I want to be. And so I am way focused this time. So,
good.
Hoping that will be, I'm determined to get across that finish line.
Oh, definitely.
So, and I'm hoping that I don't start crying when I get off the bike.
You might. It happens to us. I've done that.
You can cry. Just keep
the bike.
moving forward when you cry. That's all. Just keep moving forward, right? You can cry, but you need to walk and cry. Okay. It's okay to cry, but keep going.
Perfectly acceptable to cry through T2. I mean, just you grab your bag.
I know I cried last year through T2.
Fine.
Well, I can imagine.
The F-bombs I dropped.
Did
you see what was happening? Sucks.
You made it off the bike.
Yeah, exactly. Well, there you go.
I don't have to be out there again.
There you go.
Yeah. So make sure you thank a volunteer. Thank all the volunteers as you go
Yes.
through that. That bit of gratitude will lift your spirits and get you through. Even if you're sobbing as you thank them, that they don't mind that either. That's perfectly fine. We're super excited to follow you this year through this whole journey, ups and downs and everything. So we want to thank you so much for sharing the story. We're excited. We'll be tracking you on Sunday. This will probably pop up. I think we're gonna have this pop up on Friday morning. We're recording this a couple days before that. I'm going to try to push this thing out and get it out there Friday morning. So it'll be out before the race. And then, yes, we will follow up after the race for sure. Cause we want to hear all the good stories of how it went. So
good, better, and different. So
I mean, and this has been great, guys. I mean, I'm actually, I know I'll have the lull of after the race is done and you have that whole letdown, but I'll also have the letdown of not talking to you guys.
That's the first person to say that. Yeah, you're the first person to actually say that. Usually everyone's
the other way around. It's like, are we done?
Like,
I'm
oh,
I
God, I
can't
have
wait
to
to
talk to
talk
them
to you
again.
guys. It's so
There you
awesome. I'm like, if you want to, talk to me every month, I'm good.
Sure.
Then
I'm
we'll
like,
do that. We'll
Okay,
do good.
yeah.
I'll
Sounds
make
good.
up other stories. I don't know.
There you go. There you go. All good.
All right.
So cool. Okay, well, let's best of luck on the race. Knock it out of the park.
Thank you.
This is like I said, this is exciting. We're super excited for you, and we know you're going to do well. Because Tim won't accept anything else, Coach Tim. So shout out to Coach Tim for getting through
Yes,
for getting through this too.
He
So
told me Tim told me he was more excited about me finishing than I am. And I'm
nice.
like, oh, no pressure.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
We're all super excited, but we know you can do it, and we know you can do it. So I think the focus this year is definitely there. So that's fantastic. So
Yeah, and just real
Yeah.
quickly about that though, because I know, for example, I sort of imploded on the swim this year because I gave
Yes.
myself so much pressure to perform.
Mhm.
We thank you for letting us do this journey, but at the end of the day, this is your journey, and whether you do well or you come up short or whatever else, it's yours, right? And
Yeah.
Tim or Tom or myself or anybody else that is watching, we always want the best for you, but we want whatever it's going to be. So don't feel as if you're disappointing people if the outcome doesn't come out to be, puppy dogs and sunshines and rainbows. Sometimes it just doesn't. And it could be either within your control or out of your control, but we just want you to have the day that you're going to have. So I think it's really important because I know, I just know personally, like when I put that much pressure on, I literally, imploded.
Yeah.
So just focus on the task at hand, focus on getting through the progression and enjoy the day. And whatever the outcome is, the outcome's going to be. If it's success, then it's got much sweeter. If you get halfway through the walk and it just doesn't work out, then, you got that far, it's time for the other one. Right.
Right.
So I just want to be careful that we don't put too much
Yeah.
on you, I
For
guess.
sure.
I'm trying to be sensitive to that. So
Yeah.
Thank you.
So anyway,
Yeah.
thanks, Tom, for letting me.
And that's
So-
super important because regardless of the outcome, you still mean the same to us. You set the same level of respect that we have. None of that changes for the finish or the non-finish. It's all the same.
Yep.
So, and that's important.
Yep.
I think a lot of people need to talk about that more. This is not, this is not your identity. You are who you are, and that's important, right? This is just the thing you're doing, which is impressive to get to the starting line, right? With everything
Absolutely.
that's gone on to get to the starting line is huge.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
kudos on that, because that's well done
Exactly.
to get through that. And
Thank
the rest
you.
of it, you're gonna do fine, and we're all here for you. So
We're all excited. Let's go do
There you go.
it. What are we waiting for?
I'm excited
Right.
for you. I'm like, I
We're-
can't wait to get to racing again. It's going to be
There you
fantastic.
go.
It's
So-
like Thursday can't come fast enough because Thursday's when we get our bags and
Bags.
our
There you go.
Then it's
wristband
real.
and all that fun stuff.
Yeah.
So I'm like,
Then it's real.
come on Thursday. So,
Cool.
and then it'll be a come on Sunday. So,
Yeah. Then Saturday afternoon, you'll be like, okay, let's just get this over with.
yeah.
So
There you go.
very good. So cool. So thanks
Yeah.
everybody for following along. Keep the comments and questions and all that coming. The 5 stars, thumbs up. The algorithms help get this out to more and more people. And follow along. Elizabeth, thank you again so much. Kenny, great. We'll catch you on the other side. All right.